Hello, so today we have kind of like a pun. It's Who Finds You Charming, but it's also Charms, and it's following the Harry Potter theme of like Charms class. And I happened to pull up the Remus Lupin card, so that's great. Yeah, so basically you have pile 1, 2, and 3. Pause the video for as long as you need, and I'll see you at your pile. Hello, pile number 1 that selected this little charm bag. This is your reading. We're gonna put this to the side for a minute so we can address your cards. Okay. I feel like that one came out a little weird, so we'll try it again. Here's one. Seven of Wands. Three of Swords. Okay. So I hope it's not a breakup situation. Sorry if you can hear construction, and then they get so loud that like it sets off car alarms, so you'll probably hear the occasional car alarm. Yeah, it's wild. And it sucks because like they're building houses, and then off to the side my neighbor's like roofing his house, and I'm like, of course, why wouldn't you be? So it's like two different projects going on, and then the wind is just going crazy, so it's blowing all the street closed signs down. It's like blowing off the sheets on the roof that they're trying to pin down. So it's a rough day for them too, but yeah. Alrighty. So here we go. So immediately what caught my attention was that Three of Swords. Oh my gosh. So that makes me feel like it's a heartbreak, or maybe some kind of breakup, or maybe this person already told you about their feelings and they weren't reciprocated. You have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, which is kind of like, okay, this is gonna make me think that it's an ex now, because it's like the Eight of Pentacles in reverse is when you put a lot of effort into something like over and over again and you're still receiving the same results, or you guys are having like the same argument over and over again, and then like nothing really gets fixed. So it's kind of like there's like a lot of work being put in, but there's not a lot of reward, I guess. Yeah, and then the Seven of Wands is also like you're feeling tired, like you're feeling you might even be feeling a bit defensive. It's not like the Nine of Swords where you're completely like, I want to give up, but it's basically like you feel like you have to fight for like little things. And the Wheel of Fortune is making me think like maybe this energy kind of came out of nowhere, or like it was unexpected. It also makes me think like a back and forth, because it's the wheel. So it just keeps turning and turning, and so like maybe there's days where you guys are like really good together and you're like, wow, this is like, you know, my soulmate or whatever, if you believe in that stuff. And then the next day it's just like, oh my god, the same fucking argument we've been having for like 3 weeks, you know. So it can be kind of exhausting. So I feel like that's the energy I'm getting so far. If you know who that is, if that doesn't sound like your situation, maybe pick a different pile. Maybe this reading isn't for you, but yeah, it's just giving me the energy of like an ex, or even a situationship maybe that you're like going back and forth with. But with the Three of Swords, it kind of makes me feel like possibly you guys aren't talking right now. We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse again, so okay. And it's underneath the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like you might have felt, and the energy could be reversed, but I'm really picking up on the fact that you felt like you were putting more into the relationship than the other person was putting in. Like there was some kind of imbalance, whether that was a power imbalance. you know, like this is a very specific situation, but it's just an example I'm giving, so don't take it to heart necessarily. But you know, like sometimes people work together. So like if the person was your boss or something and you were like their subordinate, it kind of like, you know, there's a power imbalance there that you like bring into the relationship. Not necessarily, but yeah, just kind of like a lack of give and take, some kind of imbalance happening. And this might be, again, because it's under the Eight of Pentacles, this might be something that you've been like fighting about often, that you've brought up on multiple occasions, that you kind of like go through over and over again and you're kind of over it. The Seven of Swords. That's so funny because when the Seven of Wands landed out, I was like, at least it's not the Seven of Swords. Oh no. Okay, so the Seven of Swords, it's in reverse. To me is like, it can indicate like a betrayal or like lying or a deceptive person, but it's in reverse, so it makes me feel like that's you. Not that you're lying or deceptive, but like you're lying to yourself. Kind of like you're, you know, this person's like, yeah, like I'll try better next time or whatever, and then they don't, you know, they mess up again in the way that you specifically told them you don't want them to, and then you take them back anyway, and it's kind of like you're I mean, after a while, you know, like you what is that saying that's like, fool me once, shame on you? Yeah, but then like fool me twice, shame. I don't even remember because people always change it, but I'm pretty sure it's shame on me. But yeah, it's kind of like at first you could see it as like, oh, this person was lying to you, this person was being deceitful, and maybe it wasn't even like deliberate, because I don't necessarily see like someone who's nasty, you know, like someone who has bad intentions. Like maybe this person does want to try and then they give up or then they forget, whatever the situation is. It's just showing like a lack of care. Yeah, I don't know. So I feel like you keep wanting to give them like another second chance because you know, you don't see that they're a bad person, and I don't see that they're a bad person. It's just kind of like they fall short. And so you're like, oh, well, they're not a bad person, so, you know, give them another chance. But it's like, at this point, it's kind of like you're doing it to yourself now. Now you're lying to yourself. Yeah, so, I don't know. Kind of take time to reflect on what you're lying to yourself about in this situation. I do have the Two of Wands, which is exploration, along with the Wheel of Fortune. So maybe some of you have already started looking for other people, or maybe, you know, people talk about like the glow up that you have after you break up with someone. So maybe you're like catching a lot of people's attention, maybe even like random people that you wouldn't even have thought would find you charming. Yeah, but I think this ex specifically is the one that finds you that way, and then just kind of like random people from afar is what I'm getting. With the Judgment card, yeah, along with the Three of Swords, it just makes me feel like it was time to break up. It was time to get this moving. The Judgment card is typically depicted as like it's like an angel sounding a trumpet and like a bunch of dead people coming back to life. So maybe you feel like you're coming back to life. Maybe you feel like you're resurrecting kind of like your love life a little bit. Yeah, I do see that there's people not necessarily interested in you like romantically or anything, but I just feel like you're coming across as very charming to people, maybe like coworkers or yeah, just people like around your general circle. Alrighty, let's see what kind of archetypes you're putting out there. The dilettante. Okay, so it says delights in the arts without having to be a professional. Nice. Alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Yeah, so I feel like people everyone likes to say they're the realist, but no, I feel like you're genuinely like real with people. You're a genuine person. You're very, I guess honest is the word. And it also says superficial, but in your pursuits. So it's like, and also along with the lines of your ability to delight in arts without having to be a professional. I think that's unfortunately like something that a lot of people run into, where like they feel like they can't just enjoy things. Like if you, I don't know, if you've ever asked someone like, hey, you wanna paint with me today or something, and they'll be like, no, I'm not good at it, and you're like, what the hell, like you're not supposed to be good at it, it's just like for fun. And so I feel like a lot of people get that like self-conscious attitude of like, well, if I'm not automatically a professional at it, then I can't do it as a hobby or I can't experiment. But I feel like you don't even worry about that. Like, you know how to have fun, first off, but you also, I don't know, there's something like very, I guess, therapeutic about arts. So I feel like she's also like in a meditative pose. If you see her, she's like crisscross. So it just makes me think like you're very grounded in a sense. And also there's so many flowers here. Like she's painting a flower, she's holding a flower, she's cooking something, which, you know, when you're baking, there's a lot of flour involved. But you know, her pants have flowers, the blanket she's sitting on has flowers, and the book she's reading has flowers. So I feel like there's just a lot of abundance. It's giving me like Empress energy. Yeah, like just, I mean, I don't like when people say the word fertility. It's like weird, but for some of you, it may be like, if it's literal, you know, if it's metaphorical, I'm like, I don't know, that's weird to be like, oh, you're very fertile metaphorically. Like, there's no other word you could have used. There's no other way you could have described it. But yeah, I feel like for some of you, that's a literal message. And so some people kind of like are charmed by like your motherly behavior. Or maybe some people see you and they're like, oh, like she would make a good mom, or he, you know, not necessarily a mom for gendered purposes, but you know what I mean, like a parental figure that's very nurturing. And then we have, yeah, metaphorical fertility, which is kind of like whenever you create a project, like it doesn't go south, you know, like I don't know why I couldn't think of like a positive thing to say. I can't say it goes north, but you know what I mean. It's like I guess the best outcome that could come of it does, like you picture something in your head and then you paint it and then it comes out that way, like how you had it in your head, which is like very rare. Or you know, you'll be like, oh, I wanted to read 3 books by the end of the week and I read 4 or something like it. Like I feel like the projects that you set for yourself end up greater than what you anticipated, I suppose. Instead of saying fertility. A detective, interesting. Great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. Again, so this idea of like honesty, especially with the 7 of Swords lingering down there in reverse. Oh, this one came with 2. Sweet. Yeah, so you might even have a knack for like, I like to say like a bullshit detector. You know, like some people might be buying somebody's story and then you're like, that doesn't make sense because they said this last week and it doesn't align with whatever they're saying now. And it's not you like trying to be malicious or trying to gossip or trying to like call someone out. I just feel like your mind is just constantly like observing. And again, the desire to seek out the truth. So it's like you kind of expect honesty out of people. So when you start like becoming suspect that they're not being honest, it's like you turn into Sherlock Holmes. You're like, what's going on here? Then I like that all of these came up upright. Like, that's awesome. So there's no one, you know, like in your negative attributes. But yeah, anyway, so you have the Advocate, inspires you to put compassion into action. Yeah, so again, kind of like a nurturing person, someone who's there for people, someone who stands up for people, but also compassion into action. I feel like all day, you know, we can sit there and watch videos and be like, this is sad. We can, you know, I'm not trying to bring anything up right now, but But I mean, I feel like a lot of people don't act on that feeling, and I feel like you're one of the few people that like really puts your money where your mouth is, essentially, and people like that about you. I like that. I like that it's depicted as like someone planting a tree. That's so wholesome. But yeah, even something as small as that, right? Like, people don't really think about like, oh, planting a tree being really helpful, but like it is. You know, we need them, literally. Yeah. So anyway, big or small, I feel like you're very good about putting your, I guess, your moral compass into like proving it, I guess. Some people can sit here and say that's bad all day, but it's like, okay, well, are you actually gonna do something about it? And then we have the Queen, and it says, radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So again, this energy of like protecting others or standing up for them, and more feminine energy. Again, it doesn't matter what your gender is or what you identify as. Just this, like, being in touch with your intuitive side, which, you know, in the spiritual community we call our feminine side. Being in touch with your subconscious. Right now you might be a little out of touch just because of that 7 of Swords in reverse, but I don't know, ultimately I feel like people pick up on the fact that you're very intuitive, you're very feminine, you're very protective, you're very motherly, and that attracts them. Yeah. It's interesting that it says regal femininity. Okay, pop off. So now we have our Weasley cards. These are intuitively read, so give me a minute if I don't automatically know a meaning. Nosebleed nugget. I think this is to get them out of class. Yeah, exactly. Allowing them to just skip dreaded classes like anything taught by Professor Umbridge. Okay. Nosebleed nugget. Interesting. Oh my god, sweets that make you get ill again? Gets you out of whatever class. Gets you out of class whenever you like. Obtain hours of pleasure from unprofitable boredom. Okay. I don't know if that was... I don't know what accent that was. I'm sorry. I feel like it wasn't British. Okay, and then Fred Weasley's basic blaze box. Okay, so you got Fred's, what do you call it? His firework box. What is going on out there? Oh my god. It's a selection of supercharged firecrackers. Fred and George Weasley's... Yeah. Okay. Got with a bang, yeah. So it's basically just Fred's. I think George has a box, and I think they have a collective box, and it's just fireworks. So it's funny that these two are like, do you need to get out of class? I feel like maybe you've been making like or maybe not even you, but maybe this person has been making excuses to like not see you, because we are asking the question like, who is charmed by you, and then you got all these. So this person might be like trying to avoid you. If you're getting the feeling like, oh, I can't tell if he's avoiding me or not, I can't tell if she's avoiding me, I feel like they are. And I feel like you kind of know that too with your detective skills. But yeah, maybe this person fakes being sick to get away from, you know, a social setting where you might be there. Or I don't know. I just feel like they're kind of like avoiding you right now is the vibe I'm getting. With the Weasley's box, I'm gonna pull a tarot card for that because I'm so bad at being intuitive. I'm so bad at scrying, but I'm trying to get better at it. And I mean, all I can think of with Fred is like, or at least with fireworks, is like explosive energy. This idea, yeah, the 9 of Cups of Rose. Okay. I was thinking like maybe this person has a lot of like explosive feelings for you. Yeah, but I mean, they're in reverse. Look at this hoe. It came out in reverse twice. So we have the Knight of Cups in reverse and then the Page of Wands in reverse. So I feel like this person can be a little impulsive. They don't really... I don't know. I feel like they just feel something and then they act on that feeling instead of like rationalizing, thinking about it. It's very immature energy. It's a page and a knight. And they're both in reverse, so it's like hella immature. With the knight, it makes me think it's ruled more on like emotions, and then the page of wands is making me think it's more like on passion or like instinct kind of. It's not, instead of coming across as like intuitive, it's coming across as like impulsive and irrational, honestly. Which is kind of like a firework, right? It's like fast and then it explodes and makes a big sound and then it's gone. So I kind of feel like this person might come into your life like in spurts, kind of like they avoid you and then you see them and then they're like really passionate and they're really happy and then they're gone again, and it's like, what the fuck? Especially with the Wheel of Fortune here. Again, like they come and they go. It's like a cycle. And then you have like really high highs and then they're like gone, or they're giving you lows, and it's like, whoa, I wish I had some consistency here. Yeah, that's just kind of the vibe I'm getting from this person. That's funny that they're avoiding you though. Like they know they fucked up. Growth. Okay, so these are lessons in growth. I want to expand my conscious awareness. A lesson in health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. That one's interesting. For some of you, it might be a sign that like it's starting to affect your health, or maybe this person actually is sick, or like the feeling of seeing you gets them sick, like their nervousness. Yeah, so this is kind of like a lesson in growth to you and a lesson in growth to this person. Again, just watch your health. If you know, like when you get emotional, you start binge eating or something like that, like watch for that. If you, and I don't see any devil energy, so I don't think you have to worry about drugs or anything, but, you know, just watch your health. It's very easy to get sad and just kind of like hide from the world, go hermit. But oh, and then honesty, who'd have thunk it? You have can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. So again, that's like the Seven of Swords in reverse. This energy of like you're trying and trying and trying to get the truth from this person over and over, and like they just don't, and then it's like, okay, well at this point it's you lying to yourself. So you can't expect it from this person, but you know, just it's time to be honest with yourself, time to have like a little self-reflection about this situation. Whew. I'll pull 2 moon cards. Oh my gosh, okay. I said no. Pull 3, okay. Don't let pride get in your way. Interesting. So some of you might be trying to save face. Like you're kind of concerned, like, oh, if I break up with this person, like everyone's gonna know. And so like you're kind of just staying to stay, or you're staying to be stubborn, or like maybe you don't want to admit to yourself that like you let some hoe dog you out, you know what I mean? So I feel like pride is getting in the way of growth, actually. Like it's time for you to move on, and you're not really ready to admit to yourself that you were like bamboozled. Sorry for using that word. Oh my god, another Leo. Okay. Some of you might be Leos, as people say, but confidence is your key to success. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, like some kind of ego situation here that you're concerned about. Just like be confident about it. Some of you might even like, you might reject this person, like saying, oh, it's time to break up, and then the person's like, no, take me back, and like you don't have conviction, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So just kind of like be confident and be self-assured in cutting ties with this person, excuse me. And then you got Aquarius, which is funny because Aquarius and Leo are opposites. So you know, the thing about opposites, especially in the zodiac, is that you guys complement each other a lot, but you're also literally opposed to one another. So it's like, again, this back and forth cycle. Then you got full moon, new moon, full moon. So it's just like, that's crazy. It's like back and forth all the time. But anyway, show the world the real you. So again, and that landed on top of honesty. So I mean, yeah, sure, show the world, but also, like, show yourself a little, you know, a little respect. Because I feel like this person's just been messing around with you. So, we have the Astro dice. We have Scorpio, Uranus. Okay, well, it's actually Uranus and Scorpio in the 7th. Yeah, so Uranus can be kind of chaotic, kind of unruly. It's like anti-traditional. So I don't know if like this relationship was untraditional or like, I don't know, maybe this person had like really eccentric thoughts, I suppose. And they brought them into the relationship because the 7th house is the house of relationships and marriage. Scorpio is kind of like, in its negative aspect, it can be very paranoid, it can be very suspicious, manipulative, like control issues, but in its positive side, you know, again, like I was saying, bullshit detector. So yeah, kind of like what I'm getting here with Uranus and Scorpio in the 7th. Uranus kind of gives us like electricity vibes, energy. It's like very fast, very quick. So again, like the Weasley explosives, fireworks stuff. Yeah, so I kind of feel like again, this like back and forth energy, like this person just comes and goes, and I feel like it's gotten to the point where it's making you suspicious. So I feel like the trust is kind of gone there in a sense. Not that it couldn't be rebuilt, but I just don't think this person is in a place where like they're gonna rebuild it, you know what I mean? Like they're not mature, and I just think it's time to move on from that. But I'm not one to tell people what to do. Uranus can also be, well, I was saying about Scorpio that it's like its negative aspects can be very like controlling, and Uranus is very quick. So again, I feel like maybe this person gets triggered very quickly in the relationship, and maybe they're not realizing like how much triggers them or why it triggers them. And like I feel like you'll just be minding your business doing something, and then this person will like flip on you, because again, like this electricity energy is like fast, it's like lightning. Yeah, it's just like a lot of chaotic energy being brought into your relationship. I'm trying to think of something positive to say. Yeah, I feel like maybe you guys really enjoyed each other's minds and like speaking to each other, because maybe you didn't enjoy the eccentric side of this individual, or yeah, like their thoughts, because Scorpios, again, like they can see, they're like, they dissect everything. Oh my god, it's like it's like a spooky version of a Virgo. Like they just like to tear things apart, not in a bad way, but like they just want to get like beneath the surface. Like it's, I don't know, in their nature it's weird. So I feel like you enjoyed that part of them. And maybe because like Scorpio, I don't know, I feel like because the energy is so deep, like maybe you felt really connected to this person, but now it's like, I don't know, I just keep wanting to take like a deep breath, like oh my god, it just seems so exhausting, like a sigh. I don't know. Yeah, this switch up is crazy. Like maybe you're starting to realize like some of the crazier thoughts they had are now like things that you resent them for, in a sense. You're kind of like, oh, like I don't know, like one line of thinking led to something else that you just don't agree with. But yeah, I don't know, I don't see this person changing. A fond memory will soon lead to a renewed friendship. Okay. I don't have much to say about these little fortune cookies, just like reading them in case someone feels connected to a message. You have a fine capacity for the enjoyment of life. Proceed with confidence. Oh my god, oh my gosh. Confidence is the key to success. So again, I feel like maybe some of you aren't feeling confident, especially if like you were living with this person, right? And then like when you break up with them, it's like, okay, well now I have to like leave the house I'm living in. Now I have to find out where my dog is gonna stay, where I'm gonna, right? Like it sometimes you don't feel confident because you're like, there's so much to figure out. But I feel like confidence is key here. Like you kind of really have to stick to your guns now. Be not afraid of growing slowly. So again, a message about growth. Be afraid only of standing still. Yeah, and I was just about to say that. I was like, would you rather like stay in this relationship for another, what, like 10 years? Just to realize like you've wasted all your time, or would you rather like dip out, even though it's going to be hard at first, obviously. And then it says, your present plans are going to succeed. Okay, so pop off. And here are lucky numbers in case you care. 2, 18, 27, 35, 29, and 19. Okay, so those are actually pretty accurate. Haven't had that in a minute. 6 and 5, yeah, so 6 is basically love, and then 5 is basically change. So that's a change in your relationship. We have here and now. Some of you might be struggling to enjoy the moment, or you're trying to find how to do that again because maybe your mind has been elsewhere, or maybe like the relationship has made you feel so down that you don't even like interact with your friends anymore, stuff like that. So just like the energy of like trying to be in the moment, trying to be present, trying to enjoy what life has to offer instead of like sulking on the negativity. Hello. Hello. And it has a heart on it, so it's cute. It makes me think like you're gonna meet someone new. We have butterflies. Butterflies are signs of hope to me, but traditionally they are signs of transformation. We have honeydukes, and it's like a little jar of their candy. Okay, I just got a really specific vision of how like they sneak into honeydukes like under the invisibility cloak. Maybe you'll be sneaking around with someone. But mostly, I mean, candy is just like something sweet, right? So it's like, can I borrow a stop? Ew. Okay, if you're not familiar with this episode of The Simpsons, he basically writes a song for his ex-wife, and he like performs it for her at a party. And she's like with her new boyfriend, and she's like, can you not? Like, it's giving me the ick, honestly. But yeah, so for some, like your ex definitely wants you back. Like they're the one who finds you charming, but I feel like you're just gonna be like the ex-wife who's like, ew, like get away. Like, and then the other one says no. Oh my god, that song is like somebody that you used to know. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah, this person likes you, but I just get the feeling that they're gonna be someone that you used to know. Unfortunately, that sucks. I don't even remember this freaking Harry Potter symbol being in there. Okay, be happy. Yeah, again. The devil. Okay, that's funny. We're like, there's no devil here. Yeah, for some of you, I don't even get the feeling that this is necessarily a message for you. I think it might be for the other person. But yeah, like devil energy of like, you know, addictions and stuff. I also think of like the devil on your shoulder, so like just be careful that you're not like engaging in like negative things, petty things, just because like, you know, you got an impulsive thought, or like this person decided to do something stupid, and so you're like, well, I'm gonna get them back by doing something else that, you know, in retrospect you might be like, okay, that was kind of stupid. Just try to listen to logic a little bit more. You have Demon Slayer. Let's go. So, I mean, I use that as a metaphor. Slay your demons. So again, the Seven of Swords in reverse. So it's kind of like lying to yourself. So just kind of like addressing your issues, like what it is that what's stopping you from leaving this relationship, like what your fears are and how many of them are valid. Yeah, just kind of like really doing some deep diving. Like even if you've already left this relationship, I feel like you're gonna have to do this work anyway, right, afterwards. So yeah, I feel like just getting a start on it now So you can finally like cut it out, especially since it's like a sword. We have a bunny. I think bunnies, yeah, are a symbol of good luck. I was like, bunnies are reproductive, what do you like, symbols, I guess, but I was like, I don't see that here. So yeah, we can think of like a rabbit's paw, right? Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what else bunnies represent. More fertility. Yeah, weird. More fertility, obviously. I'm trying to think. Because, yeah, that's, like, what they represent during springtime when we, like, pull out the Easter decorations. I can't think of anything. Maybe the bunny means something to you, but that's about all that I can think of. Like, fertility and luck. Dinosaurs? Yeah, so, like, that makes me think, like, hitting your relationship with the meteorite. But, seriously, just kind of like, I don't know. Okay, so this is a very specific thing, but, like, when you're out, like, away from this person, and you finally subconsciously feel safe, I feel like you're gonna get a bunch of, like, memories, or you're like, oh my god, like, I can't believe this person, like I let them get away with that, or like, I can't believe they said this. Like, I don't think you're thinking about it right now because you might be like stressed, but I feel like once you're like away from this person, you're gonna like, it's kind of like unearthing bones, right? Like, that's what I think of when I see a dinosaur. It's like, you're gonna be like, holy shit. Like, there's a lot of people that say like, oh, I didn't have these memories until like I met my best friend, and then I remembered all these things. And it's like, yeah, because your best friend was the first person to make you feel safe, and now you're safe to earth all your trauma. So yeah, I feel like you have a lot to unbury, I suppose, a lot to address. And I feel like that'll happen when you leave this person. Employee of the month. So again, some of you might be working together. I don't know what's going on there. If that's not the case, I just feel like you're gonna be thriving. Like, you're gonna be doing the best work. You're gonna be making the best crafts, whatever art you were indulging in earlier. I just feel like you're gonna be having a really good time, and this person will not be a part of it. Obviously, we have fear here. He's like super anxious. So some of you might be getting anxiety about leaving this person. Maybe you have an anxious attachment style, or maybe you've been with this person for so long that you're like scared of what's on the other side of it. You got a ring here, and it has Jupiter on it. Jupiter is more good luck. Oh my gosh. Expansion, learning. It's just like all the good things. I love Jupiter. I have videos about Jupiter if you're interested in them. Love of peace, yeah. And then let. Make me think of let go. I don't know what the of would mean. Piece of shit. I know it's spelled differently, but okay, then we have like a couple more symbols. I don't even know what the Harry Potter thing is. I literally, it's supposed to be like the wand, the cloak, which is funny because I mentioned the cloak earlier. And the resurrection stone. Oh my god, resurrection. No, but seriously, I kind of think of like pieces coming together, right? Like, you're kind of scared right now. Like, I don't know how it's all gonna come together. I don't know how, I'm gonna get through this, blah, blah, blah. But I just feel like it's gonna fall into place. Especially, you have so many good luck symbols just chilling about. This one is telling you to be a Christian. No, I'm kidding. It makes me think of sacrifice. So, yeah, for some of you, unfortunately, like, when there is breakups, maybe your partner technically, legally owns the dog, and so you'll have to give the dog away, or like, maybe, I don't know, like, maybe if you leave this place, you're gonna have to pay more in rent by living by yourself or whatever. There's like some kind of sacrifice that has to be made, but ultimately it's for the better. Glasses. More BS detectors, like seeing through people's BS. I don't know why I randomly thought of like protection from the evil eye, so just be careful about that. Spoon makes me think of like spoon feeding, honestly. So like maybe you had to like, it just feels like you really like spelled it out for this person. Like, this is what you did wrong. This is how it affected me. This is what I want you to do to change it. And I'm gonna give you this much time. And then they like still fucked up. So I don't know. It also makes me think of like a silver spoon in your mouth. So maybe this person has never really had to suffer before, or maybe like, not even necessarily that they've never had to suffer, but maybe like they've always had a bailout. Like, oh, they mess up here, and then someone pays their, you know, like, oh, they're running late on rent, so then someone else pays it. And then, like, oh, I don't know. It just makes me feel like whatever the case is, like, someone always bails them out. And I feel like you gotta stop making excuses for this person. The dragonfly. I forget what the dragonfly represents. Oh my god. Let me think. Probably gonna have to look it up, honestly. Please hold. Okay, I'm glad it was saved for last, because apparently it means a new development or new love. So that's great. But we've been new. You seem like a great, charming person. Sorry this individual took advantage of that. I hope you found that reading useful. If so, you know, subscribe if you feel like it. I have other Harry Potter themed readings, and I have other readings, excuse me, in general, and other types of witchy content if you're interested in that. But yeah, anyway, I hope that was helpful. See you in the next one. Hello, pile number 2. I selected this bag. This is your reading. I'm just gonna put that to the side real quick, and we are going to read your cards first. Okay, that was quick. 3 of Wands. So we are already starting with Wands energy, so that's fun. Oh my god, more Wands energy. Yeah, so okay, this person is like very passionate, very fiery. We dig that. More Wands. Oh my god, okay, that I'm not making this up. What the hell? 6 of Wands. This person's like really passionate. Okay, pop off. You have the Hierophant in reverse. Interesting. There might be like potential fear of commitment. Maybe they're a little too fast-paced. More Wands. Oh my god. They have a Queen of Pentacles though. Curious. Alrighty, let's keep seeing what's good. And then the 10 of Wands. No! Yeah, okay. Look at all these wands. Holy shit. Okay, well, if you don't know this already, this is kind of like a more mature message, I suppose, but this person wants to do things. We have the 3 of Wands. Yeah, it's just so much passion, so much fire. This person might even be moving like a little too quickly for you, but I don't see any indications that you seem to mind. We do have a Queen of Pentacles, which is more of a slower moving energy. It's more grounded, more relaxed, more stable. I don't know, I just think of someone who has like their ish together, someone who has a career together, someone who like knows what they want, like they're very grounded. But this person is showing up as like the King of Wands, so it's still a king. It's not like a knight or anything, but holy cow. Okay, we have the 3 of Wands, which is kind of like exploring. So this person might be, I think they might be having like an exploring phase that's going on, because the Hierophant in reverse makes me feel like a lack of commitment. And then we also have the 10 of Wands in reverse, which is kind of like holding it into themselves. Like, I don't know if they're committed to so many other things that are kind of weighing them down that they're like, I can't commit to another thing right now, like relationship or otherwise. They could also just be someone who's like not traditional, and so like maybe you want to settle down and get married, and you know this person's just kind of like, I don't really want to do that. But they still want to be with you, which is weird. Um, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. So the Six of Wands is like a victory. But it's in reverse, so it makes me feel like inner victories. It could also be like someone who has kind of a big ego. So either like when you, like if this person asks you out on a date and then you say yes or something, like they see that as like, holy cow, I just like scored the jackpot. Like I feel like the little things that you do like make this person feel like they're on top of the world. But also they have kind of like an ego about it, like with the Six of Wands, it might be kind of like cockiness. And they might not even realize that they're coming across as cocky or that they're being cocky, but it's like, it's kind of this energy of like, right, like if you know this person's values don't align with yours, like go find someone whose values align with yours. But I feel like this person just kind of assumes that you're gonna cave to their, like what they want in a sense. Like, I just don't understand. I don't know. Sorry, now I'm thinking of all these like alpha male podcast boys. And you know how they're always talking about how like they want a traditional wife, but instead of like going out and seeking out women who believe those ideologies, they want to seek out like feminist women. They want to seek out like independent women, and then they want to make those women dependent. They want to make those women stay at home. So it's like, that's so weird. Like you have these traditional women who are ready to settle down with some man who wants to take care of them, and instead of going with that, you literally go out of your way to like bother someone who has their shit together. I just don't understand. So it's kind of the vibe it's getting. Not necessarily that this guy or, you know, this person, it is coming across as a masculine energy, but not that this person is like a red pill motherfucker, but just kind of like this idea of like they know their values don't align with yours, and instead of finding someone else, they're all up in your business. They just like really like you, but it's like, what the hell? And of course they like you. Look at you. You're the ish. You're out here, the Queen of Pentacles, someone who like has it together, who has their career together, who has their family life together. If you don't feel that way, that's definitely how they see you anyway. But yeah, and then you have the Two of Wands. So again, that's more like exploration. I feel like this guy's kind of drawing up plans. It's super weird. Like you might be like, whoa, I don't even know if I like you like that yet. And this person's like, nah, like we're gonna live together. Like in their heads, maybe. They might even have said something to you if they're crazy enough. Like if they're a Gemini, they probably said something already. But yeah, I feel like this person's like drawing up plans. They're like exploring. They're thinking of all the possibilities. They're like on top of the world with you over here. And you're just kind of like, you're vibing. You know, I don't necessarily see like a, what's the word? Like I don't see you being repelled by this person, but I don't see you necessarily going for it either. This person's moving a little too fast. And we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so that's just giving impulsive. That's giving you're not really thinking about this. It's giving you gotta go back to the drawing board. This person might even, again, like this energy of like a Gemini. They don't necessarily have to be, but it just, I don't know. Gemini say some out-of-pocket stuff. Okay, I was talking about this the other day. I was like, because I don't know if you guys saw recently, like Joe Coy or whatever. I don't even know the comedian's name. I've literally never heard of him. But he was recently under fire for his like Golden Globes, like Barbie jokes or whatever. And I looked it up and he was a Gemini. And I was like, of course you're a Gemini. Donald Trump is a Gemini. Kanye West is a Gemini. Like the most out-of-pocket shit you can think of, Gemini. So I feel like sometimes like this person will be like chill, and then out of nowhere like they'll say something out of pocket and you'll be like, what the was that? So you know, sometimes it comes across as like charming and like witty and funny because they're just like, haha, so quirky, they're so fast paced, they're just different. But like no, sometimes it's like because it's in reverse, so it's like icky. Sometimes it can be like even cutthroat. Like maybe they'll say something, it's like a backhanded compliment, and then they'll be like, oh, I'm just saying, or like, you know, oh, I'm kidding, but like no. There's like something off about their energy. And again, I just don't see them committing. With the Ten of Wands, I feel like there's a lot on their plate. And I also feel like they might be burdened by their responsibilities, and they're kind of seeing you as like a ticket out of that, but not necessarily like, not like they're gonna turn around and be responsible to you. They're just kind of like seeing you as like a fun time is what I'm getting. Oof. Okay, well that was a lot. So let's see what kind of archetypes you have that they enjoy. Okay. So the positive aspect of the bully says, highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront inner fears that bully you. Okay, so I feel like this person really enjoys highlights your tendency to intimidate others. They kind of enjoy that you're a little bit intimidating. Like maybe you don't realize it, but I feel like you are a baddie. You are on top of it, you know what I mean? You have it together. And so I feel like whether you realize it or not, a lot of people find that intimidating. And I think this person likes that they find that intimidating. This person also likes that you intimidate others. This person also might have a lot of inner fears about commitment and stuff. And like you might have like posed questions that make them think about it. That make them kind of like reevaluate like their fears, or like, you know, if someone's like making them live their life in a certain way, you might be like asking questions that, hey, you're not even necessarily like, don't let them boss you around. You might just like ask something like, you might not even be trying to change this person. You're just trying to make them think. And I feel like they appreciate that. Like you've helped them see a lot of things through a different perspective. Then we have God, and it says the light attributes are benevolence and compassion. Recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. Yeah, so this person appreciates that you might be very generous, very forgiving, very yeah, like sympathetic, I guess the word is. You're an empath. I don't know if you are or you aren't. I just feel like that's so overused, but anyway, yeah, like maybe you genuinely feel for other people, and it's not like, oh, I see a video of someone being sad and you know, it makes me sad. I feel like you genuinely, like, you can almost like feel the person's pain. And maybe that's what, like, I see you as someone who doesn't necessarily like just let anyone in, especially, you know, this person's trying to come in quickly and you're like, not necessarily. So I feel like, yeah, you're very aware of that in yourself, that you can take on other people's feelings, other people's baggage very quickly. But that person kind of likes that. It's like they think it's great that you're so sweet and like compassionate. You might even be spiritual, because it does say God, and then it says like the eternal force within yourself and others. Yeah, and maybe maybe you guys share a lot of like same spiritual thoughts, and it's just like that person appreciates that in you. We also have the healer, compassion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. So again, helping others, and then you're like, you might actually be healing people, and you might even be posing those questions to this person on purpose. Ability to help transform pain into healing. Yeah, you help a lot of people like transmute negative energy into like growth and positive experiences, and this person really appreciates that in you. Puking pasties that make the user throw up. Is this to get out of class? Yeah. This is to get out of class. Okay, so I feel like maybe this person, maybe one of you is avoiding the other person, Because basically the puking pasties are like, is it pastels? I don't know. Oh my god, and the nosebleed nugget, it's the same thing. It makes you vomit and then it makes you puke. So for some of you, maybe like this person, like this individual usually makes you like gag. Maybe they're like, you know, like typically this type of person would give you the ick, but like for some reason you're like, I don't hate this one. But also these are meant for you to like to skip class, right? So I feel like maybe this person's avoiding you. Maybe you two get away from other people together. You're like, oh, my family's driving me crazy, and he's like, yeah, like the people at work just pissed me off, and so you guys like just skedaddle, I guess. You kind of like get away together, I guess, from other people. You might even be avoiding this person, you know, like again, if this is someone that you're like, maybe their energy can be too much for you, or maybe like you're too intimidating to them, so they're kind of avoiding you. Like maybe it's a back and forth energy. Sticky trainers. I know they're supposed to be shoes, but I think of like training wheels. So it's kind of like maybe this person just needs to mature a little bit more, and they just need you know, to be trained in a sense. Not in a gross way, obviously. They're not like dogs, they're people, but just, yeah, like maybe they've never been shown like what a mature relationship looks like. Like maybe they've only been shown unhealthy relationships, even in childhood. And so it's kind of like maybe this person just needs to see like, hey, it's safe, you can chill out. Or like maybe they need to learn how to navigate their life a little bit more before they can consider this relationship, because they do seem to be overwhelmed with their current circumstances. Yeah, so it's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Let's see what else. Denial. So these are lessons. It says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with insight. Yeah, so I think this person just has a lot of fears about commitment or about being a little bit serious. And they just kind of need to like, it's a lesson that they have to learn. We have friendship. So yeah, maybe I feel like you're kind of trying to take it slow, especially with the Queen of Pentacles energy. Pentacles is much slower. It's earth energy. So I feel like you might be like, okay, I don't hate you, so we can be friends. Like we can start slow. Even though this person's like trying to move in fast. And then it says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Yeah, so this could also be a lesson. Like maybe you don't, if you decide that you don't want this person in your life, like it could be a lesson to you about like learning how to learn what you can from the situation and then let it go. For some of you, not all of you. Then we have perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Yeah, so I'm getting that this is... Okay, I feel like these are messages for your person. So we have, it's a lesson in denial for them. So they have to learn to replace their fear. And they grow from that. And then friendship, like they need to learn to slow down, to be like, okay, let's start as a friend. And also, I feel like your friendship is going to teach them a lot. And then we have perseverance. So I feel like, you know, if they stick it out, maybe you will give them a chance. But I feel like they'll eventually just be your friend because they genuinely enjoy your company. And it says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Yeah, so maybe there's like confidence issues with this person. And obviously commitment issues if they got perseverance, but... Conclusions are within reach. Yeah. What do I need to release? Yeah, this person has a lot of growing up to do. So they just kind of have to like, I don't know, like address that on their own. There's nothing really that you can do. And it says a new romantic cycle begins. Yeah. It's just a lesson they have to learn. But I feel like maybe you guys will engage in something. I don't know. It says romantic cycle. Alrighty, so let's see what we got here. 2 Mars Libra. Okay, so Mars in Libra is what do you call it, like in detriment or in fall? Basically it means that it's Mars's natural ruler is Aries, and the opposite of Aries is Libra. So when Mars gets put in Libra, it's like kind of in a bad place, quote unquote, because Libras kind of want peace. They kind of want, I don't know, they want everyone to get along in a sense. And Mars is kind of like confrontational, kind of aggressive. And so I feel like maybe this person's like giving you energy that like goes back and forth, or that like contradicts each other, or contradicts itself, I guess. Yeah, Libra can also be like, it's very romantic. It is an air sign, so I feel like, you know, they're saying like romantic things, but then you have Mars, and Mars comes across as aggressive. So I feel like maybe you're registering this person very aggressively. Like Mars is also a fire, right? Like, I mean, it is also double ruler of Scorpio, but it rules Aries, and Aries is fire, and then you have all these wands, which are also fire. So I just feel like this person's like very passionate and very like straightforward, very fast again. But I don't know, I feel like they really want like something romantic with you. Even the second house, like it is the house of finances, but it's ruled by Venus. So like it is physical stuff, but it can also be like relationships. Not as much as the 7th house, but you still have Libra here anyway, so that's like more relationships. So I feel like this person is like more romantic than they're coming across. They're just coming across as very aggressive right now. And you're kind of like, what the heck? What the heck is that? Yeah. They're not coming across as they want to, and I think that's because Mars is in detriment right now. Or is it fall? I can't remember. One is, it's one or the other, but yeah, it's in a weak point. And then the second house, that is something else too, because I feel like the second house is, again, finances and career, kind of. And Mars is supposed to be like your motivation, your passion. And so like maybe this person doesn't really know what they're passionate about yet, or isn't passionate about what they're making money in. And I feel like that really affects them. Like maybe they see you and, you know, you're like on top of your ish and you got it together, and so they feel kind of self-conscious about the fact that they're not necessarily in that same position. Yeah, it's just like a lot of Venus energy. It's funny because it's like Venus, and Mars. Aw. Yeah, so again, it just feels contradicted. Like, I feel like this person really likes you a lot, but they just don't come across that way. They come across as like kind of like a fuckboy, if I'm honest. They don't have to be a boy, obviously. I'm talking about like, I mean, I don't know, what is the gender equivalent? The genderless equivalent of a F-boy? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So I feel like that's kind of what they're self-conscious about right now. These glasses are what help Luna see the nargles. So it kind of makes me feel like you help this person see all these things that they didn't see before. They can also, like, I don't know, just see like it's not just like manic pixie dream girl, like, oh, the world is so different to me now. Like, it's genuinely like you truly gave them a new perspective on like probably really negative habits in their life. Then we have these fortune cookies. It says, don't be fooled by first impressions. Cute. Okay, yeah, so I feel like maybe your first impression of this person was like, wow, he's kind of an F-boy, or like, you know, she's kind of moving a little too fast for me. They're being weird, but I just feel like they don't know how to come across how they want to. And I feel like they genuinely do care about you. They're just kind of like, I I don't know, they don't know how to act, I guess. Whatever is worth doing at all. Wait, what? Whatever is worth doing at all is worth doing well. Okay. Yeah, so I just feel like it's gonna be like kind of a bit of, you know, like work. It's gonna be work, but I feel like it'll be worth it. Don't let ambitions overshadow small successes. Yeah, so maybe this person, you know, they have bigger dreams or bigger ambitions about their career, and then when they're not fulfilling that, it kind of like overshadows, like that disappointment overshadows the fact that they do have small successes. And, you know, we do have the Six of Wands, as I was saying earlier, which is success, but it's in reverse. So it's kind of like maybe this person celebrates inward, like to themselves, or like it is smaller accomplishments, but yeah, I feel like this person might be like a little down on themselves because they're not making like these giant, like world-changing successes, and it's like, slow down, it's not that serious. So this is kind of like the conversation hearts on a skateboard. Then the other one is an alien. So again, talking about like feeling on top of the world. But I also like that you got 2 skateboards, because that pretty much, I don't think it's ever happened. It makes me feel like you guys like to do the same things a lot, or you have a lot in common, or like this person is willing to learn the things that you like just to like spend time with you. It feels really wholesome, honestly. Maybe you guys like to like spend time in nature even. I know, like, technically skateboarding isn't nature because you need concrete, but you know what I mean. Engage, okay. So that makes you think of an engagement, but yeah, I feel like this person's like planning all these crazy things in their head. Not that engagement is crazy, but I mean, like, if you just met this person, it's a little weird, but engaged, yeah, I just feel like you guys really need to just like sit down and talk to each other. Excuse me. And you'll realize they're not so wild. Then we have Venus again. So more of that like love relationship energy. They're probably a lot softer and a lot more romantic than they're coming across, honestly. It's my unbirthday. That's funny. So basically every day that isn't your birthday is your unbirthday, right? So I just feel like this person has a lot to celebrate, honestly. I don't know if they realize it, but we have anchor, which is corny, but I honestly think of like you being this person's anchor. Like you kind of ground them a little bit, ground that crazy energy, direct it even would be, yeah, beneficial to them. We have Eeyore, which is kind of depression. It's kind of depression. Yeah. He's hella sad all the time. So I feel like maybe this person's a lot more sad than they're coming across. Especially since they come across as so passionate and so talkative. I feel like there's just a lot of sadness that they're not letting on. And I know this is a specific cat, but I feel like a lot of these Disney animals don't really have meaning, so I just take it to mean like an actual cat, which is independence. I feel like maybe this person is somehow like depending on like their family, or maybe their family depends on them, because they do have a lot of they have a 10 of Wands in reverse, so it's like they feel like they take on a lot of responsibility to themselves. So I don't know what their situation is, but it just makes me feel like they need to grow and be a little more independent. We have cake, so it makes me think of having your cake and eating it too, because there's a slice missing. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I feel, again, like we were talking about earlier, like you want. So I was saying it makes me think of having your cake and eating it too. We have the Alice going down the rabbit hole. And that indicates kind of like a spiral. So again, like maybe this person just kind of like, I don't want to say they blow things out of proportion. That's kind of mean, but I feel like if one thing goes wrong, like they're like, oh, everything's going wrong. Like they kind of spiral very quickly. We have the Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. So maybe this person has a lot of like business ideas. Like they have a lot of things that they want to pursue. And like when they don't see immediate results, they kind of like kick themselves, or like again, like the small victories, like, oh, you sold one thing, and then it's like, okay, well, that one thing's not going to get you through the month, obviously, but yeah, I feel like this person's kind of like a little entrepreneur. And they're kicking themselves for not being like crazy famous or something. So this makes me think of like the float card in the Cloud deck. Just kind of like the need to release negativity, to get away from it. Maybe even get like a different perspective. And we have a bass guitar. So that might be, that might be, I just thought of Scott Pilgrim. I don't know if that's like relevant to any of you, but yeah, kind of like a musician or someone creative. So again, like maybe their heart is with something more creative, like more creative pursuits, but they can't necessarily do that right now, and they're just kind of being hard on themselves about it. So that's kind of all that I'm getting. I hope that was helpful. Let me know, and yeah, see you in the next one. Hello to my final pile number 3. We're gonna put your charms to the side for a minute so we can address the cards, and then we will read your charms. All right, so let's see who is finding you charming. 7 of Swords. Uh-oh. Judgment, what the hell? Alrighty. Okay. Page of Pentacles. What is going on here? Kind of like heavy energy randomly. All right. Ten of Pentacles. And the King of Wands in reverse. Great. Okay, so the 7 of Swords in reverse. I feel like it's someone who feels like they don't deserve you, because the 7 of Swords in reverse indicates like imposter syndrome, and then underneath it we have the 7 of Cups, which is kind of like, I don't know, being distracted. I can also mean like shiny object syndrome, like they like you one day, but then the next day they see someone else and they're like, oh, that's someone I would like to be with. So they're kind of like unfocused. We have Judgment in reverse. I mean, this person might be very critical of themselves. Yeah, they're just like very... I don't see any other indications of a Virgo, but Virgos are very self-critical. Yeah. And I feel like with the Death under... Oh, that's not Death. Okay, sorry. I thought it was a Death card because it has a phoenix, but it's the Sun. Okay, so this person, they think highly of you, obviously. The Sun is so nice. It's like literally the giver of all life. So, it's just such a positive card to receive. And I just feel like this person thinks so much of you. Like, they think you're... Oh my god, this is super specific for the anime nerds out there. If you watch My Hero Academia, you know, think of Tamaki and, like, how he talks about Mirio and how he's always like, oh my god, like, you're the sun. And so they made him the Sun Eater. But anyway, that's a whole different... I'm not gonna start geeking out about them. But yeah, so like this like person that's kind of like nervous, kind of like self-critical, they feel like they don't belong where they are, like again, imposter syndrome, like they might feel like they don't deserve you or the things that they have. I feel like they get overwhelmed easily with the Seven of Cups in reverse, but they think you're like incredible. We have the Hierophant with the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, so this person's pretty serious. Like the Hierophant is like very traditional. The Ten of Pentacles is like a happy family with, you know, an established financial situation, a good, nice home. It's like, it's just like someone who's very, like they want something serious. They're not. So scratch what I had said earlier that they like go back and forth with the Seven of Cups in reverse, because I don't see any other indicators of that. So yeah, I think the Seven of Cups in reverse is just that they're feeling a little overwhelmed right now. We have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah. And then the King of Wands in reverse. So I feel like it's just like confidence issues, honestly. I feel like they have a lot to learn in terms of like confidence, and also I don't know, like feeling more stable, I guess, because like what they want and where they're at, they're not completely different. It's a page, but it's not a king, you know what I mean? It's still pentacles is what I mean, but it's a page, it's not a king. And then we do have the King of Wands, but it's in reverse, so it's like the low self-esteem. For some of you, it might even indicate like frustration, like when they get overwhelmed, maybe they snap a bit. Yeah. That's what I'm picking up on right now. So let's see what else we have. This is like the attributes they enjoy. You. It says child wounded, and the attribute is awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. Yeah, so I feel like maybe if you and this person are already close, they see like, you know, if you've opened up to them about like your previous wounds and stuff, they see that and they see how you use that to help other people, and they think you're like amazing. They think you're like a light for other people as well, like just in the world. Also, for path of forgiveness, I feel like they really appreciate that, because a lot of people, you know, sometimes they choose vengeance and stuff. And I think they really appreciate the fact that you have it in you to forgive, because that is sometimes more difficult than it would be to be angry. I mean, it really depends on the situation. I can see a lot of sides, but whatever. Anyway, this person, I don't want anyone to be like, this reader thinks that you should just forgive people. No, I feel like anger is valid, but I feel like your ability to forgive others is very impressive to this person. And you got monk, nun, self-devotion, and single-minded dedication to spirit. Yeah, so maybe some of you are spiritual. I mean, you gotta be a little bit if you're reading a tarot, right? If you're watching a tarot reading. But yeah, I feel like monks are very, I don't even know what the word is, but they're like so unconcerned with the world, and it's like when people think of like rebels, you know, they think of like punk people who like dress up and spray paint the anarchist symbol. I don't know, you know, like you think of like a rebel, but like no one ever thinks of like a monk. And they're pretty rebellious. Like they literally don't, in the sense that like they don't ascribe to any of our social constructs. They're kind of just like following God, quote unquote, in a sense, you know what I mean? Yeah, or even this like notion of like compassion. I remember a monk was explaining compassion to me, and it's like, he said if I saw someone who was thirsty, I would give them a water bottle, right? And they would drink it. And whether that person says thank you to me or not is not relevant, because I'm doing something out of compassion, not because I'm receiving something in return. So maybe, and again, like this idea of like serving others, I feel like you're very selfless in a sense, and this person really appreciates that. You have father, talent for creating and supporting life. Positive guiding light. Oh my god, a guiding light again. So like the sun, and then like here you have like an image of the sun and like guiding people. Positive guiding light within a tribal unit. Yeah. So I feel like this person can really see you as like a parental figure. Maybe they want to have your babies. They just really appreciate that about you. And then you have destroyer. Releasing what is potentially destructive and preparing for a new life. Yeah, so again, like with the phoenix imagery, right, and a volcano, like releasing the destruction and then starting anew. But also, you know, when you're wounded, there is a potential for destruction, and I think this person just really truly appreciates how you flipped your trauma on its head. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so now we have the Marauders map, the Peruvian Instant Darkness powder. That's funny that they came out together. And then the Weasley's Mega Box. Let's go. Alright, so it's funny that these two came out together because Peruvian Instant Darkness Powder. Peruvian Instant Darkness Powder is used... Sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay. When you're trying to escape, right? Like it's supposed to blacken everything and you're supposed to just disappear. But then the Marauders map is for like finding people. So I wonder if this person like tries to like, you know, disappear kind of like in this, they isolate themselves, and you're just kind of like with your Marauders map, like you know where they live, or you know how to contact them, and so you're like, hey, like where are you, like are you okay, like you're checking up on this person even though they're like trying to disappear in a sense. Yeah, I just feel like this person has like a lot of negative self thoughts and critiques, and I feel like you're kind of like the light, and you help them see that it's not so bad, I guess. Yeah. Oh, that's kind of cute. Because the Marauders map is like finding someone wherever they are, so I feel like no matter how dark it gets for this person, you'll always bring them back. Then we have the Weasley's Mega Box, which is basically an obnoxious box of fireworks that the Weasleys use and created together. Yeah, it's just huge. A surprise selection of mega fireworks to blow you away. So it says on the back here that it's the one they used for Umbridge with the giant like freaking, was it a dragon that eats her at the end? I don't even remember. Something eats Umbridge at the end, but yeah, it's just like huge fireworks. So I feel like maybe this person has a lot of fun with you. We were talking about being rebellious earlier. Maybe you bring this person out of their comfort zone a little bit, because they do have the Hierophant, which is like more traditional. But maybe you're kind of helping them step out of that mold. The fireworks also make me think of like passion. And also the scene with Umbridge makes me think of like getting back at someone who's wronged you. So I feel like you're teaching them how to get back at them without like violence or anything. You know what I mean? Like, because it does say like, what does it say? What does it say? Opens learning, what? Opens the learning path of forgiveness. Yeah, so I feel like you're teaching them, like, a different way. What's that saying that's, like, the best vengeance is being better or something like that? I don't know. You're teaching them, like, healthy ways to gain their power back, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Yeah, so I just feel like this person has, like, a little bit... I don't think it's too bad. They're still represented by a pentacle suit card. But it's a page, so I just feel like they have a little bit more growing up to do. Trust, accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. And then it says judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Yeah, so I feel like maybe you're just teaching this person, like, not only how to trust themselves more, how to be less judgmental, but also how to get it together a little bit more, and also how to heal. Expect a powerful change. Yeah. What's going on here? Bring love into the situation. Yeah, they need a little self-love is what's going on. And then a fiery climax approaches, and it was followed by meditate and contemplate. Tag in, so I feel like, I don't know, maybe you guys are, like, spiritual and you're helping them out a little bit. They need to just kind of relax it on the situation. A fiery climax approaches. Interesting. Yeah, so, and then the Weasley twins are also Aries, because they're born on April 1st, so that's funny. With the firecracker, yeah, I feel like whether they know it or not, this person is building up, like, a lot of passion for you. And it might just kind of hit them randomly. Like, holy shit, like, I'm in love with this person, I didn't even realize it. But, yeah, I feel like right now they're just kind of, they gotta focus on a little bit of self-love first. And then maybe they can feel safe enough to, like, do something, you know, about the situation. Okay, let's shake it up. We got the moon in Leo in the first. Oh my god. Yeah, so they just have, like, confidence issues is what I'm getting. The moon is our emotions. Leo likes a lot of attention. I feel like this person wants your attention specifically. The first house is, that's so funny because they're coming across as someone who's, like, shy. And, you know, they're, like, self-deprecating and they're, like, hiding. They're in hermit mode. But then I'm getting, like, fiery climax with an Aries full moon. Then I'm getting, you know, the Weasleys friggin', what is it called? A firework box. And then over here we have moon and Leo in the first. Like, I feel like at some point they're gonna make it very known that they're interested. And it's not gonna be subtle. It might even be kind of a show. I don't know. Yeah, Leo is very dramatic, so we'll see how that goes. But and then the first house, which is also ruled by Aries, it rules, like, things that are, like, in plain sight. It also rules the self, obviously, but yeah, I just feel like you're helping them emotionally with their self-esteem, their self-image. You know, you're making them feel a little bit more like a Leo. Because Leos, I mean, people like to say, like, oh, Leos think they're all that. And I'm like, no, Leos just love themselves, okay? It's not their fault. They're not self-hating. So, yeah. That's just kind of the vibe I'm getting. We got this guy. We got 6 and 5. So 5 is a change and 6 is love. So there's going to be a change in love. So, again, it's gonna be like, I just feel, I don't want to say it's gonna be random, but I feel like when it comes, it's gonna be like, holy crap. And then it says persistence pays off. Yeah, so did we have, it wasn't persistence, what was it? Discipline. Yeah, I just feel like this person has a little bit of working on themselves to do first, and then oh my gosh, oh my god, this is totally the self-confidence image. I just feel like they have self-confidence issues and they're gonna work on that, and then once they have that, it's everything's gonna be in the bag for them. But yeah, if you haven't watched Over the Garden Wall, this is basically a scene where a Virgo, very self-critical, very low self-esteem, he finally gathers up like the courage to dress up for Halloween. I believe he wasn't gonna go at first, and then he decides to go. And he looks at himself in the mirror and he's just like, yes, like, which is what this little scene is depicting. He's just like really feeling himself in this moment. And so that's just kind of like, that's how I feel. Like, he's just gonna like, this person's gonna, I don't know, they're gonna have like a surge of confidence. Don't be afraid to smile. You never know who's falling in love with it. Interesting. I don't even know if that's a message for you or for this person, but yeah, I feel like it might be for them because you know, they need to smile a little bit more. I hate to say that, but yeah, yeah, that's just kind of the vibe I'm getting. I don't think you need to smile more. You seem like a positive light in their life, so yeah, maybe you'll be falling in love with them soon. The Luna Lovegood glasses, for the noggles. Yeah, so that's kind of, it makes me, these glasses to me represent like BS detectors. It helps you see things that you hadn't seen before, so there's that. You're giving this person like a new perspective. We have butterflies, which are transformation. It says time forever. Oh my gosh, that's cute. Like, yeah, they just want to be with you until the end of time. Laugh. I feel like you help this person laugh a lot. Star. Okay, the sun is a star, but also, the star card is like a wish come true. Oh my god, a wish. And then we have the fairy godmother. You're like their wish come true. That's so cute. We have Cupid's arrow. These are so cute. Oh my god. I'm gagging. This is so cute. For some of you, it might be a pride thing. If it's not a queer relationship, they could also be queer, right? Because like a bi or a pan person can be in a heterosexual relationship still, but yeah, again, like, even if that's not the case, and this is a heterosexual relationship, it makes me think of like you fighting for other people, which we had over here with the wounded child. Like, I feel like you stick up for people who are marginalized. This rabbit is from a company that sells alcohol. So for some of you, maybe you'll go out to get drinks together. You know, we know what rabbits represent: fertility. They can also be good luck. We have dopey. So that just kind of makes me think like you make this person feel dopey. Like, you make them feel giddy and like smiley. Alice. Alice is kind of like a dreamer, honestly. Literally, like, she dreamt the whole thing. But yeah, like, I think like at the beginning she's being read to by her sister, and she just kind of like dozes off. She's like, this is so boring. But yeah, I feel like maybe because did we have dream? No, we have wish. So you're like, this person's wish come true. But I feel like maybe they daydream about you to like get away from like their crappy life or like the crappy thoughts that they have, because we do have sadness here. Says cool. This person thinks you're really cool. Help. So I feel like you're very helpful to this person. Key. This is really corny, like the key to your heart or whatever, but also like, this person has bigger plans. Like, maybe they want to own a house with you. No. Crazy. So I feel like maybe you make this person feel like they're not crazy. You're like, your feelings are valid, and maybe no one has ever done that. No one has ever like validated their feelings. Please. Okay. Maybe this person wants to please you. We have a teacup. It's chipped though. That makes me feel, oh well, again, we were talking about drinks earlier. Like, maybe you guys like going out for drinks. It's just funny because the rabbit is good luck, the one representing drinks, and then this with a chipped cup I heard is bad luck. So we don't know. Maybe this person just feels like they have a lot of bad luck, but you're like the good luck. We have seeds, so they're planting seeds, obviously, so that they'll develop into their greater plans. We have Happy Birthday, Harry. Okay, so this is so cute because it's like, before Hagrid, Harry never really had anyone celebrate his birthday. No one even cared. So this is really like Harry's first real gift. And so I feel like before you, like, this person just didn't really feel like they had anyone. We have a skull, which to me represents death, which we had earlier with the phoenix. So yeah, this person just needs to have a little transformation with their self-esteem. We have a squirrel on a branch. That is interesting. What the heck? Okay, give me a minute because I am new to this like intuitive thing. I'm not even sure like what squirrels represent. I'll come back to that. That's a cat, so this is like independence. Yeah, so once this person feels a little more independent, a little more confident, because you know, cats and Leo as well, maybe they'll come towards you. Maybe this person wants to travel with you with the airplane here. Maybe they feel high with you. That's cute. And then we have 2 hearts, so that's cute. And then we have the turtle. I feel like you bring this person out of their shell, which is cute. I'm gonna look up the meaning to squirrels because like, what the heck. Okay, so squirrels indicate resourcefulness, so that makes me feel like this person's just trying to kind of like return the favor, like be someone you can come to, be like a resource, or even like to build up like their home and stuff before they approach you. Yeah, so it's just kind of like the end of your messages. I hope that was helpful. Let me know. Thank you. See you in the next one.